Welcome, welcome everybody. We are going to be starting the presentation here shortly, just giving a few more minutes as we get some people in. Thank you all so much for joining us today. Hoping everybody's having a fabulous Tuesday, wherever y'all are. I know I am based here in Austin, Texas, and it is a brilliant 70 degrees, which is one of my favorite degrees. It's just 2 minutes till, and we'll get started here shortly. I know everybody's been super busy with wave season and talking to a lot of agencies and their members, and just can't seem to catch a breath. So it's a good thing. So we got quite a few people coming in. That's great. All right, we'll just wait one more minute. Hope everybody's excited to learn all about Asia with us. So it is just 1 p.m. Central Standard Time, 2 p.m. Eastern. So we shall go ahead and get started. Hoping everybody can see my screen. So welcome everyone. My name is Kristen. Thank you so much for spending some time with us today. As I said, I know it's wave season and things are very, very chaotic in a good way, I hope, for everyone, and that just means so much more for y'all to take the time out of your day to come and listen to us all talk about all about Asia for our newly announced 2025 through 2026 cruises with Holland America. I am super excited about this. I have been working now for Holland. This is my 15th year, and 13 of those years were sailing on board Holland America, and Asia was always an itinerary that I looked forward to. When I was offered an Asian contract, I was over the moon. I was like, can I extend? Can I stay there as long as possible? It is such a land of depth and culture and nature and food and different religions and ways of living that it can be very, very like in your face, but very, very calming, and just opens your eyes to how big the world truly is and how different it can be. So I'm very pleased to kind of talk to you a little bit about this. And if you do have any questions, please feel free to reach out. We have our BDMs, we have your representatives all across the states. I am representing Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Mississippi, and Louisiana. And I know all of my colleagues all across the states very much enjoy it. Looking forward to hearing from you and your questions as well. So with that, let's go ahead and begin. So a lot of agencies that I talk to, they're a little hesitant about Asia in general because it is quite an eye-opening, can sometimes be a bit jarring experience even when it comes to visiting. And there's a lot of differences in the cultures and the languages. So it can be a little bit difficult to speak to it. but we make it so easy. And it is so exotic. We have really curated the best itineraries that you're going to be able to get, from the capitals to the Outlander Islands to the places of nature to the places of religious importance to the communities. And the great thing about it is we're going to have extended port stays. So think about Tokyo, think about Bali, think about Bangkok, Hong Kong, even some of the ports going to be in the Philippines, Taiwan. So they're going to have even overnights or even late night ports that are going to be there. And a lot of these are going to be hitting those UNESCO heritage sites. And some of them will even have overland tours, and we'll talk about those, but those are going to be all the way going in through China, Cambodia's Angkor Wat, going inward towards Thailand. And those are going to experience those very unique cultural experiences, because you're going to be meeting artisans, you're going to be meeting people who have dedicated their lives to one particular art form or one particular food or one particular cultivating a certain species and agriculture. So it is just, like I said, an eye-opening experience. And one of my favorite things is the cuisine. I fell in love with Asian cuisine. And you're going to be able to also have your clients be able to take cooking classes, going to Saigon or Ho Chi Minh City, going to Bali, learning how to do Khmer cooking in Cambodia, going to learn how to roll sushi or make sake in Japan, and dim sum in Taipei or Hong Kong. These are going to be some of the things that your clients are going to be able to experience, and all of that is going to be wrapped in the wonderful cocoon that is Holland America's award-winning and personalized service. So here are some of the outline that you can see of these UNESCO heritage sites. So as I mentioned, Angkor Wat, going to go see Borobudur in Java, Komodo Island National Park. You know, you think you've seen big lizards. You haven't seen them until you're staring at them in the eyes down in the Komodo National Park of Indonesia. So here are some really great opportunities that your clients are going to be able, especially those who are on the UNESCO World Heritage Site checklist. So going into Asia's religious aspect. So you're going to have Taoist, you're going to have Buddhism, you're going to have Shinto, you're going to have Confucianism, and all of these are going to be found throughout Asia, whether it's going to be the dragon and tiger temples in Taiwan, or going to see, as you can see, the reclining Buddha in Bangkok. These are important aspects of the history of these countries and the people, and a lot of these places do go back thousands, pardon me, hundreds, if not, 1,000 or 2,000 years in these, and it's cherished by their local community, and you and your clients will see that as well. So a little bit about going into the Southeast Asia portion. Oh, sorry, there we go. Oh, there we go. Let's see. There we go. So the Southeast Asian portion.
Can you hear me? And we're not
Hello?
seeing your slides move along. I'm not sure. It has still the Asia front one, and I'm not sure why it's not. I was going to just try to interrupt you for a second, see if we can get them working.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Let me be able to, let's see.
I hate to interrupt you, but I want to make sure that that helps.
No, absolutely. Thank you. Are you able to see this now?
Yes, perfect. Okay, thank you.
Okay, I'm going to try to move forward just to confirm. Are you able to see this show? It should be saying Bali.
We can see that now. Perfect. Okay, I'll keep going, and if I see it not moving, I'll let you know.
I very much appreciate that. Thank you, Letitia. So talking about Southeast Asia, we do go to kind of the more out of the way places in Cambodia, Malaysia, the Philippines. With that, in Cambodia, we're able to go on a 2 to 3 day opportunity to Angkor Wat. And in Malaysia, going to Kuala Lumpur to see the Kuala Lumpur Towers. Lots of opportunities in Malaysia to go see, as you can see, Kembalu Park, and hopefully the wonderful and beautiful orangutans that live there, make that their home. In Bali and other places in the Southeast Asia, not only is it a beautiful place to see in terms of the landscape and the nature and the people and the cultures, Bali is one of the only Hindu predominant islands that is going to be in Indonesia. And a lot of our team members actually are based in Indonesia, being from Bali or from the islands of Java or the hundreds or thousands of other islands of Indonesia. And it is one of the most beautiful things to be able to witness the family reunions that actually do happen in these far-flung places. So you have that little aspect of humanity. Puerto Princesa has a UNESCO heritage site, which is the Subterranean River National Park, and that is one of the key features that you'll see when you actually port in Jeju in South Korea. I'm sorry, in Puerto Princesa in Malaysia. And then we have our embarkation ports, which are going to be Singapore, Hong Kong, and Tokyo. And these just cities are, you know, they are loud, but they're colorful, they're full of food and vibrant smells and the people. And a lot of these cities have also made it to where it's very easy for Westerners to be able to get around if they have a little bit more of an independent spirit. I would say especially Singapore. It's one of the 3 cities in the world that I would actively live in, but it is very hot, and I'm from Texas. So when I say it's pretty hot, Singapore is hotter than that at times, and especially in their summer, what's great because we're there in their winter, so it's much easier to get around. But the buildings, it's called the Garden City because almost every aspect has nature and gardens and flowers interweaving into the architecture and the surrounding areas. Here you can see this is Gardens by the Bay outside of the Marina Sands Bay Hotel, and that's that hotel that has a skateboard on the very top, and you just go into here and you just can't believe that you're in a city. It's clean, it's easy to get around, public transportation, and pretty much almost nearly everyone you'll meet will speak English. Very similar to Hong Kong in a lot of different of those little neighborhoods because it was a British protectorate for so long. A lot of people there do speak English. You go to Kowloon, which is the where you see the old portion of Hong Kong, but then go over. You can take the junk boat across the bay to the more urban, and what you can see there, then that big right-hand tower that you see, it's called the Razor because everybody thinks it looks like a men's electric razor for that. So they're always wonderful areas to explore. You can even, if you want to go to Hong Kong Disneyland, if you are wanting to venture a little bit on the public transportation. And then of course Tokyo, you can see that again, an iconic city, the food, the smells, the lights, going to Shinjuku and Akibara and the different temples and palaces. It is a wonderful place, and we always do try to recommend to your clients to get there a few days early, not only to acclimate to the new time zone, but to really be able to have that extra time to explore the city and get acclimated a bit to their culture as well. So one of the best places to do, and one of the most popular things to do with Holland America, is going to be going to Japan. So of course we have the cherry blossoms. That's usually going to be in March or April. It's a little bit different every year. You have those aspects of the geisha in the Kyoto as well as the Kanazawa districts in Japan. Here you have the Isokoshimi Shinto shrine, which you can be able to visit from one of our ports of call. And of course, there's Buddha, there's Taoism from here that you're going to be able to really see how it integrates into the aspects of their culture. So from here, we do have nearly, I think it's like 24 unique ports. Some of them I have not been to, so I'm always very, very curious. But again, if you have clients that are a bit adventurous and are willing to take some of the even the public transportation or one of our fantastic shore excursions, they're going to have a wonderful time exploring this great country. So we do have lots of our departures are from Tokyo, so it's super easy to get to from the US. They do go into, and again, making sure you go into it a couple of days early so that they can be able to have a great time. And you can see here we have a couple of different options. So we do have the Circle Japans. You're going to go to Kobe, which is the gateway to Osaka, one of my favorite cities. They are obsessed with food. They have this idea, it's called Kuidare, and it is eating until you pass out. So they have this one street, which is called a food street, and you can go in and have so many different foods from people who have, just made takoyaba or okonomiyaki their entire lives and have just been trying to perfect it with that. You have Kanazawa, which is actually also considered a culinary city of Japan. You're going to have places like Shimizu, and that's where you can be able to go and see very easily, hopefully, Mount Fuji. And then there are also going to be the more profound cities of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, where you'll be able to contemplate the atomic bombs and the history, as well as the shrines that are there to commemorate those. You're going to have going up into Hokkaido Island, and Hokkaido Island is, they think of themselves very differently from the rest of Japan. It's a little bit more slow paced. They have lots of actual ski resorts up there. It's one of the best places to go skiing from what I've heard in the world. And you do, of course, you're going to have the Tokyo, and a lot of these places that you're going to go to, like Osaka or Kobe, you can take a very easy shore excursion or even the bullet train down to Kyoto for the day. And you will see that there will be lots of opportunities for that. Most of these options do include trips to Busan or Sokyo, which is going to be on the Korean Peninsula. Some of these options also will include Incheon, which is the gateway to the capital of Seoul. As you can see, those were going to be in 2026. This one was just announced as well, round trip, 14 days. You can see it's an overnight in Incheon. It's going to be a late night in Kobe, which is Osaka or Kyoto. Going down to Kagoshima, that is actually you're at the bottom of a volcano. It's not necessarily, blowing up all the time, but it's really cool because they have a spa near the beach where you'll go in and you'll be dug out in the sand, because the sand is actually geothermic. So it's a spa, it's a sand bath in a sense, where you're being actually soaked in by geothermic heated sand all around. It's really, really cool. You can see that here again. Hiroshima, Nagasaki, Fukuoka make big ports of call that are going to be here too. And then we go a little bit further afield. This is going to be when we're transitioning from our Southeast Asia up to our Japan. And here you can see Naha and Ishikaki Island. Those are going to be the Okinawan Islands. And Naha is spectacular. It's part of the old Ryukyu Kingdom before Japan invaded and took over. So they have their own culture and their own food, and that is also where you'll see the U.S. bases. It's actually going to be on the Naha Island, but they have their own palaces from the Ryukyu Empire from there as well. And then you have Taipei in Taiwan. You can go up to Taipei 101. Here, there's a lot of short excursions that take you to the markets from here. And Kaohsiung is where you'll see a lot of the religious buildings, the temples, and from there as well. Going down into Manila, Boracay, one of the most beautiful beaches, and then Puerto Princesa, where you can go and see that UNESCO heritage site of the underground river. Now, the great thing I always mention as well, you saw that was a transition. So what you could actually do, you could take this particular 14 or 13 day trip, and you could actually bang it up to the one that we just showed you. So you can make it a collector's voyage. So from here, you're going down to Hong Kong to Singapore. This was probably my favorite. It gives you such a wide variety of different cultures from here. In this case, you're starting from Hong Kong and going to Halong Bay, where you have the UNESCO heritage sites of the Halong Bay. if you would. You can take a junk boat and just spend all day in and amongst the rock formations. There's actually caves that you're able to go into as well. A lot of they will include lunch, and there's nothing like fresh Vietnamese food. Da Nang is the port of call also to one of my favorite cities in Vietnam, which is called Hoi An, and it is just a step back in time. It's a tiny city among rice fields. It's the lantern capital where they make a lot of lanterns, and beautiful coffee there as well. Going to Nha Trang, it's considered the resort city of Vietnam. You'll see a lot of tourists that are going to be here just for the beautiful beaches and the food. And then going down to Phu Mai. Phu Mai is the port of call for Ho Chi Minh City. And you'll from here, a lot of individuals also do take the overland excursion to Cambodia, which is the Angkor Wat, and they come back and either depending upon which trip it is, come back to Sihanoukville or back to Bangkok. Bangkok's great as well because you have an overland there. You'll be able to go from the port of Luang Prabang and drive over to Bangkok to spend a day visiting the royal palaces. And my grandmother actually brought me up on the old King and I with Yul Brynner, so I was so excited when I first was able to go into that area. And you can't stop thinking about the songs from that beautiful musical when you're in the Bangkok and actually in and around the beautiful royal palaces, and going into Wat Pho to see the reclining Buddha as well. And then going down to Koh Samui, it has a beautiful Buddha to see there as well, but a lot of people go here for the beaches. There is a lot of different islands that you can visit via shore excursions, as well as beautiful nature lands. You can go and see elephant herds from here as well. And then going back down to Singapore, where I hope you'll convince your clients to spend quite a few days there. And this is another great one to tag on to one of those transition cruises. Very, very specific. It's going to be over the holidays. So a great way to get out of the cold, especially if you're in the northern parts of the country. And this is going to really focus on the island of Java. Semarang is where you see the image right here, which is Borobudur Temple. It's going to be one of those ancient temples that was built, and it's actually amongst a lot of different temples that are there, but this is the biggest one that you'll see there. And then going down to Surabaya, overnight in Bali, of course, Jakarta, the capital of Indonesia. Lombok, a lot of people describe Lombok as the Bali of yesteryear. And then one of my favorite days is the amazing Komodo Island. You just don't expect these giant lizards, and you can be confirmed that your guests, as long as they make sure that they prescribe by the instructions of the retainers that in the national park employees that will be with you, they will keep your clients safe, and they will have the most spectacular time enjoying, observing, and walking through the Komodo Island National Park to see these beautiful prehistoric dragons. So again, these are the departures from Singapore. They do go all the way up to Manila. My favorite is probably that one on the right, but this one, Koto Kinabalu, I probably do it just for that. That's where you're going to see the orangutans and the national parks that are going to be there. So it's a big decision, but if you wanted to, I mean, you could just tell your clients to get on November 23rd and go all the way through January, and they'll be able to see almost everything for that. And if they only wanted to take one flight over, so they wanted to go and they wanted to visit Japan, and then they were okay with just taking the ship right back to Seattle, hey, they can do that. Or they can even go from Seattle to Tokyo. And as you can see here, September 28th, meaning that you're going to get there around their fall time as well. So it's going to be a really nice opportunity for you to see a different fall foliage at that point, because they are still in that northern hemisphere. So you can go from Seattle to Tokyo or Tokyo to Seattle. And as I mentioned, if your clients are going all the way over, really try to connect them to the value of a collector. So that's going to be back-to-back cruises that you're going to have anywhere between 28 days or possibly even longer for that. So this is really going to be the best opportunity for them to see as much as possible, if of course they have the time to be able to do that. So these are just some of the opportunities that you can see over here that you can be able to add on as a collector's voyage, and they'll also get a better deal by doing that as well. So where will your clients be sailing? Well, they'll be sailing on the Westerdam. So the Westerdam, she's a great ship. She's our Vista class. She's got the dining, she's got the entertainment, she's got the pool and the hot tub, and of course, the pickleball. We are the official cruise line partner of the Professional Pickleball Association. So we'll have we'll have complimentary lessons, and we'll have tutorial videos and all kinds of great stuff. So if your client decides to do a collector's voyage, they might come back a pickleball pro. You never know. And we're going to have a wide variety of different staterooms that are going to be available all the way from our inside up to our suites. It's going to be your home away from home. It's going to be taken care of by our wonderful and very courteous team members that will ensure that your clients have the best time while they're so far away from home. And just remember, the Neptune suites, they automatically do come with that Club Orange, and that Club Orange is an option to add on to your client's experience, and that's going to include priority tendering, priority embarkation, disembarkation, a lot of extra amenities for your clients on this beautiful ship. Now, the great thing also about the dining, I mean, that's one of the things that we come to Asia, right? It is so different. The fruits, the vegetables, the fish, especially the fresh fish is going to be directly sourced from the area, and so from those who know best. And then the fruit, you're going to have rambutans, you're going to have snakeskin fruits, you're going to have dragon fruits, you're going to have all of these type of fruits, which probably, because they don't travel very well, a lot of your clients probably have never tasted before. And we really try to ensure that, in each of the areas, we're going to really highlight that. So, when you're in Singapore, laksa, nasi padang. When you're in Shanghai or Taiwan, those are the dumpling battling capitals of the world. And the xiaolong bao, especially from Taiwan, are really good. But the sushi from Japan and the katsu, we're going to really try to ensure that your clients will have the best opportunity of dining in from the destination, both on board and ashore. And with that as well, of course, we're going to have those complimentary dining options in the Lido and the dining room. We have specialty restaurants. This will have the Pinnacle Grill and the Canaletto. But because these are longer voyages, we're probably also, as you can see here, it says the Penang Curry, the Tamarind. They have what are called pop-ups. And these pop-ups will have menus going to be in the Pinnacle Grill that will be from the Tamarind, or maybe from Rudy's Sel de Mer, from some of the other ships, because these are longer voyages. You want to spice things up a bit. And then we have the activities. They're really going to make sure that, if you want to do nothing, you can. If you want to do lots of things, you're going to be able to. So sports activities, Tai Chi. It's going to have the lecturers are going to be fantastic. We've had, when I was over in Asia, we had it was a Kyoto, oh my gosh, I can't remember what it's called. Sorry, the name is escaping me, but the beautification robes. We actually had a Kyoto robe instructor. So she came on, was teaching everybody how to put on the garb of the geishas and how long it took, and the wigs and the hair and the process of going from a maiko to a gaiko and a geisha. Yeah, so it was wonderful to learn about those aspects of it. So you'll have some very interesting lectures. You'll be able to bring the destination to life. And after your clients are, walking all day in Kyoto, or traversing the Ho Chi Minh City, they'll be able to come back and pamper themselves. They'll be able to have the spa options, facial. We have the thermal suite and the hydro pool, so they will be able to relax to get ready for their next port of call. Because one of the great things about this, these are pretty port intensive. So you're going to be quite on the go a lot, but you will have these wonderful opportunities to pamper yourselves and relax before the next adventure. Now, as we always do, we always have this have it all early booking bonus. And this is something that we try to really, really encourage you to push towards your guests, because these are going to be amenities that your guests may think, oh, I don't need them. But if they don't get the have it all, they're more likely going to be paying more for it on board than they would have if they just didn't go ahead and get this great amenity package. So with these 14 to 28 days, you'll have the opportunity to get, of course, the prepaid crew gratuities, a premium Wi-Fi upgrade, and the elite beverage package. For the 14 days, you'll also get $200 shore excursion credit. If you do a 28 days, you'll get a $300 shore excursion credit. And that also goes for the 2 or 3 specialty dining nights that come with the Have It All original, as well as the Have It All early booking bonus. So just as a reminder, the beverage package, it does include the 15 drinks a day under $11 for the signature, 15 drinks a day under $15 for the elite. And if your clients are in the mood for something a little bit more expensive, maybe a nice shot of sake, if it's a little bit more than that, they're just going to pay the difference for that. And going so far, a lot of times your clients may be talking to friends or family and they want to go. Sometimes, especially for Asia, you know, it is such an exotic, it is such a different culture that people feel more inclined to travel there if they're traveling with friends and family. So if you do have any friends or family groups, reach out to your BDM and we will help you create that connection group. And that's going to be that small group affinity, 24 people or less. So that's going to be 5 to 12 staterooms, and we will get you 2 extra gap points on top of what you're already getting. In addition, we'll also lower the TC from 1 to 15 to 1 to 10. So that means the 11th person would get you that TC, which you can be able to utilize as you would like for that. So pickleball groups, knitting groups, educational seminars, wine and cheese, book clubs, you know, just family, just friends, let us know. We would be very happy to make sure that you can get them even more amenities for them to enjoy while they're on their cruise vacation in Asia. And with that, I thank y'all so much for taking this time out again. If you have any questions, we are all here for you. Please don't hesitate to reach out to your Holland America representative. And we look forward to welcoming your clients to Asia. Of course, we do have Asian cruises already for this year in 2024. But as you can see, we are looking ahead because it is a destination that is just on the rise. Everybody wants to go to Japan. Everybody wants to go to Asia. So please make sure your clients are going to be on the first of the list to go. All right. Well, again, I thank you so much, and I wish y'all all a very happy Tuesday and the rest of the week, and enjoy the rest of wave season. Bye for now, folks.